My name is Katy Winn, and I am the owner of Wink Photography, and I am here in New York for New York Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. I have been shooting Fashion Week for 10 years or 21 seasons. There are 2 seasons per year. There's a spring, summer, and then there's a fall, winter. And spring, summer season is the season that we just had at Fashion Week. That's in September, and you see all of the fashions and designs for the spring and summer collections. And then in February is the fall, winter season, and that, of course, in February is the fall, winter season. So you'll be seeing all of the fall, winter collections for the following year. The things that have been changing along the years from one venue to the next with Fashion Week, I was just saying that Bryant Park brought in a whole bunch of crazy nuts, and it was so much fun to photograph the reportage area of Fashion Week, much like in the vein of Bill Cunningham. You can make believe that I'm Bill Cunningham out there shooting all this exciting street fashion. And moving up to Lincoln Center, there was a shift in the audience. So there became a shift in the photography, especially for myself, because it was no longer necessary to have a photographer in the tents, in the main tents, shooting the reportage. There was less of a story in the front of the tents, and more of a story. There was a return to the fashion and the designer, as well it should be. There have been changes in the celebrity turnout. There's always a celebrity that shows up, major name that shows up to just about every one of the runway shows. We've had a change from a major changeover in the digital world, and it is so easy for people to access the fashion directly off the runways at Fashion Week, because there are live feeds that are going out onto the internet as we speak, and you can see every fashion show, whether it's in the tents or in Chelsea Market or at Milk Studios, as it's happening. So it eliminates the need to be at the show to see the fashion. So for this reason, it's changed the intensity of the photographer's needs. The photographer is driven to get the image out as soon as possible, unless, of course, the photographer has a client that they're working for and they have a prior agreement or arrangement in the usage of the photos. In other words, there's not a heck of a lot of money to be made anymore shooting just straight runway shows and then waking up the next morning and sending out a cut of images. It just doesn't work like that. You need to be able to shoot and send it out as you're shooting. I started out at Fashion Week with a Canon 10D one camera. I was just starting out in the photography world. I think I had actually signed on to an agency my first season. I had maybe been 8 months into photography when Getty said, "Why don't you come join us for Fashion Week? It's our first season working with IMG." So I had one camera, one battery. I had 2 lenses. I had the 24, or I think it's a 20. I've forgotten the equivalent in Canon terms, but basically a 70-200 and a 24-70, your 2 standard lenses. I had 1 flash, and I can't remember the model of the flash even. My CF cards were 500 megabytes, and I was really getting fancy with 1 gigabyte. That was a really big card for me at the time. What else? Didn't use Purell, got sick a lot. Didn't have emergencies in my bag either, so it was a rough time. I was eating a lot of chicken noodle soup, and there were lockers at first in the Fashion Week tents, It was sponsored by Olympus back then, so Olympus really cared about the photographers and made sure that we were treated well. We could have our sensors cleaned. So my sensor was always clean on my camera. These days, not so much. I just don't have time to sit and clean a sensor on a camera during Fashion Week. Nowadays, I have 2 cameras. I have 6 batteries for my cameras. I bring with me at least 2 flashes, sometimes 3. I have my monopod. I have, I have the Pelican case, which serves as a wonderful tool for me to stand on when I'm on the runway, or sit on when I'm on the runway, or save my place on the runway. Let's see what else I have my external battery pack, which is very, very useful. I love that Bold Cyclone. What else am I carrying? I'm carrying so much more. I have 4 lenses usually with me as opposed to 2 lenses. I like to have a wide lens, which is a 14 to 24. Oh, I have an air card now. We used to just hope we would go to Starbucks and hope for some good internet, and now I have an air card that's super powerful. I bring my laptop with me when I need to, and I send things out right away. I prefer to put my clients' photos on a thumb drive as opposed to a DVD or a CD. The file sizes are just too big for CDs and DVDs now. What else? Oh, and I have 2 accounts. I have 2 picture accounts that I send the images out to, so people can download the images with ease right away. My next trip to New York for Fashion Week is in February of 2015. And that'll mark my 22nd season at Fashion Week. Very excited. There's been some talk about Fashion Week moving from Lincoln Center to the Hudson Yards on the west side. And I love the change. I welcome the change. It's fashion. We're always changing, so this is good. It's a different part of town.